is literally always something with these bikes. Alrighty, following my adventures yesterday where I had a 4-kilometre walk to the bike store thanks to a pinched inner tube. We're going to see what we can do about performing a little bit of first aid. At one point I was tempted to try and do the tubeless tyre modification, but there are a couple of things I'd like to try first before going quite that extreme. And the first is getting a roll of cloth tape like this and running it out here, because although this has got a thin strip of rubber, there's scant protection. Just rubbing your finger along there, you can feel that's quite sharp, even through the rubber. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap that around a few times and try and offer a bit more protection for the inner tube. And I was in a bit of a rush yesterday and I didn't bother to seat the tyre properly on the rim, and as a result, as you can see there's a slight deformation in the tyre. So hopefully that won't negatively affect us, not too much anyway. But first things first is let's get the tape wound nice and tight around there. Alrighty, so I've done about 2 layers of that cloth tape, but if we can get a good angle there, we can kind of see there's still a valley. It worries me that you can still feel those nubs, the heads of the spokes, so pronounced through the rim. But hopefully I've been able to provide that little bit of extra protection. And of course, don't forget to poke a hole through all that tape so you can get your inner tube valve back through. Now just use a screwdriver there. So the big mistake I made yesterday was not slightly inflating the tube first. You get just enough air in there to take that round shape, and it's much easier to seat in. Also remembering that it's got to seat in the tyre itself, not just the rim there. Yeah, because I was so impatient yesterday, I never bothered to seat the bead properly to the frame. Inspecting the tyre today, it does not appear as if there is any permanent damage to the tyre or the rim, luckily. But I'm going to go ahead and pick out all these little pebbles one by one just to be on the safe side. Now, this is exactly why tyre inspections are such an important idea. I just pulled that little thorn out, which would have gone straight through the new tube. I mean, it didn't yesterday, but that little wooden thorn has left. I'll see if we can get it on the camera. I can't even find it. There we go, just above my thumb here. Right in there. There we go. So of course, having the wheel off like this was a great opportunity to get in and check the tension of all of the bolts in the rag joint there. And then when it's back on the bike, you can go around and true it properly. Alrighty, so the back wheel's on, the alignment's looking pretty good. I'll have to redo the tensioner. Alright, so we've got some much needed additions. I've been nearly caught out by the afternoon sun so many times without a light. So we've got headlight, tail light, and the speedometer. Now I've had this side by side with the GPS phone app, and it seems to be within about 1/2 kilometre accuracy of each other, which is pretty good. And we'll just have to see what kind of a quality that little magnet clamp is down there, because I may have to mock something up if it slips. But we're going on a ride now in the late afternoon sun. Oh, and the bike lock as well. Now I was trying to test the GPS earlier and was having a bit of a panic because the bike wouldn't start, and I'm thinking, oh no, the CDI's finally packed it in. Spark plug's burnt out, thinking all sorts of dramatic things. It's the simplest thing. I had forgotten to turn the fuel tank back on. It is literally always something with these bikes. I just had a tensioner snap, literally around the corner from home. Luckily I wasn't far, but I do have a spare, just one of the run-of-the-mill ones that came with the other kit. So we'll throw that on and hopefully that'll get us going again. Alrighty, new tensioner is on. Seems to be reasonably tight. This time I might actually turn the chest cam on and we'll see how far we go. That's way too loose. my god, the constancy with this flipping chain. That's so bad. I'll have to try and tension that up.